Hey Magic players, Brian here for MTGFrontierGuide, bringing you your weekly dose of penny pinching awesomeness. This week we have Atarka Red. As with most Atarka Red strategies, our end goal is to bash face quickly and efficiently. Our mana curve on this build caps out at 3. Let's start with our creatures, which we run playsets of each. We start off with Monastery Swiftspear and Narnam Renegade. Monastery Swiftspear, this card should really be a rare in my opinion. It's a 1-drop with haste and prowess. This thing can get insane real quick. I've said it before, the Narnam Renegade is a great 1-drop. It has Death Touch, it's a 1-2 and potentially a 2-3 if you trigger Revolt. Next up we have the Scythe Leopard and Village Messenger. Scythe Leopard is a quick 1-drop, it has landfall. We'll have a couple of ways to trigger that, I'll tell you more about it later on. Basically when you trigger it, it gives it a +1/+1 buff. We also have the Village Messenger, it has haste and can potentially transform it into a 2-2 with Menace. Menace is a tough ability for your opponent to deal with. They have to block with at least 2 creatures, which means they have to endanger 2 of their guys to deal with just 1 of yours. And last but not least, for creatures, we have our good pal, the Reckless Bushwhacker. This guy is great for going wide. It has haste and gives all of your other guys haste and increases their attack. Now, for our non-creature spells, we have a playset of Dragon Fodder and 3 copies of Hordeling Outburst. Both of these cards complement our going wide and bashing face strategy very well. Drop 1 of these, cast a Bushwhacker for the search cost, and bam, you're swinging for at least 6 or 8 damage. Next we have 2 copies of Atarka's Command and 2 copies of Shock. Atarka's Command almost made this deck not be budget friendly. It makes up about half the cost of the deck, but it's so good. Just look at the versatility here. You get to choose 2 of these options. Opponents can't gain life this turn. It deals 3 damage to the face. You get to put an extra land card, which helps with our landfall. Also, creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain reach until end of turn. Basically, you just can't go wrong with any of those. Shock seems kind of crappy compared to Atarka's Command, but believe me, it is not. It is great for removal, for finishing off that last bit of your opponent's life, and it triggers prowess. We finish off the non-creature spells with places of both Temur Battle Rage and Titan Strength. I know they seem simple, but these 2 cards right here are among my favorite all-time cards. For a single red mana, Titan Strength gives a creature +3/+1 and you get to scry. Imagine this, turn 1 you play a Swiftspear, swing for 1, turn 2 play another Swiftspear and play Titan Strength, and you already have your opponent down to 12 life by turn 2. Insane. Now, you mix some Titan Strength with the Temur Battle Rage and it's just plain nasty. Imagine a Swiftspear smacking you for 12 with Trample. Ew. Alright, so being that this build is only 2 colors, our mana base is simple. We have 4 copies of Timber Gorge and 4 Evolving Wilds, which are great for mana fixing and trigger in landfall and revolt. And we finish off the mana base with 4 forests and 9 mountains. If you have additional fetch lands like Wooded Foothills, feel free to replace the Timber Gorge to make the deck even faster. And now we have the sideboard, which as always will vary depending on what your local meta is, but some good options we have are Ranger's Guile to protect your creatures and give them an extra buff, also Reclamation Sage for enchantment and artifact hate. Become Immense is a great card here, also Active Treason, which is kind of underrated, but in my opinion, taking control of your opponent's biggest creature and hitting them with it, it's a win. Alright, well that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, we really appreciate it. Please remember to like the video and subscribe to our channel. It helps us out a great deal and lets us know what you like and so we can bring you more of it. Also leave us a comment, let us know if you gave the deck a try and how it worked out for you. Again, this was Brian with MTGFrontierGuide bringing you the Atarka Red budget deck tech. Thanks again, get out there, have fun and play some Magic. Bye.